Hey everyone, this is a quick update to my testing of OpenIPC with the Runcam WifiLink. I made some changes to my setup, and I think I've got it working pretty well now. First things first, I got rid of the crappy linear antennas that came with the WiFi link and that I had on my goggles, and I changed it to these two iFlight Sigma right-hand circular polarized. They're about 3 dBi each. And then I put a dual antenna Wi-Fi adapter on my VRX so I could have a patch and an Omni. I printed it this nice little case. I also made some changes to the settings. I increased the bit rate so it has more bandwidth to give me more frames. I think that's why it was stuttering last time. This was the most significant change in addition to the antennas. So I'm going to do a little long range test here. This spot has more room at it than the spot I was at before. So the plane's going to take off into the distance on cruise. This is the same plane that I was using before. It's a Zod Dart XL. So I just went off through this farm field, nice safe place to try this kind of thing. And I do have some trees between me and the plane. And I'm way off there in the distance where you can see that little clearing. And you can see here that that was about 1.5 kilometers. All right, so now I'm going to try to fly behind some trees. I can fly behind here pretty well with the walk snail, and this is the part where I was a little disappointed. It didn't penetrate through the trees as well as walk snail does. It still did kind of okay. Like walk snail still breaks up there, and I'll show you what this looks like in a second. So yeah, that's about 1,000 feet with those trees in between me and the plane. So yeah, so the other thing with the bit rate, they also asked me to decrease the power while I was testing it on the bench for better results, getting rid of the stutter. And I did that. And I actually forgot to crank the power back up to max. So OpenIPC does power like 10 to 60. That's the levels that it has. It's not in milliwatts, just levels 10 to 60, and you can specify whatever you like. And this is on power level 36. So there's still some meat on the bone there. I can still crank up the output power and see if it does any better. I didn't fly around that much too low because there's a soccer practice going on in this field, and I didn't want to piss anybody off, even though this is a completely acceptable place to fly. I just didn't want to be a bad neighbor. In a second, you'll see me take the plane behind myself. I'm going to fly over and I'm going to do a little like canyon run into this pond. And I'm flying behind myself and through some trees, and it's going to be using the omnidirectional antenna that is on the top port of my goggles. You can see me dive in here. This is a maneuver I do all the time with walk snail and with analog, so I'm pretty comfortable with this. I was really afraid to get low here just because I didn't know where the video would break up. And yeah, it penetrated through there pretty good. So it can go through some trees, just not that forest that I was flying behind before. All right, so overall, I think I do have this flying exactly the way I want it. I'm going to crank up the output power and see if that gets me even better results. I wasn't expecting this to fly absolutely as well as walk snail or DJI. It's like half the price, but even close to that, and I was pretty happy. So overall, I feel like the range is fine, but it doesn't penetrate through obstacles as well as walk snail or DJI, just because there's no retransmissions. When it misses a packet, it just drops the frame. So if you're willing to try this, that is the compromise. But as you can see now, I'm getting pretty confident with this, and the video is really not breaking up at all. So yeah, maybe I'll do another test in the future with an even better antenna, like a triple feed patch array, and the max power. But for now, I'm very, very happy with this. I actually ordered another one to put it on another plane because they're only like $50, $60 maybe shipped. So definitely something I'm willing to try out again. All right. So hopefully you'll see more from this in the future. I'm waiting for the Emax hardware to come out. They're coming out with a VTX and a VRX, and I'll get those and I'll let you know my thoughts. But I'm guessing it's going to work pretty similar because it uses a lot of similar off-the-shelf hardware to the Runcam unit. So I'm going to slide in here for a buttery landing. And yeah, thanks for watching.